Okay, I'm going to show you how to do the things that you need to do this quarter and at the end of every quarter to be sure that all of your grades migrate from Schoology into PowerSchool. You need to do this after you have done all your grades in Schoology. Enter all the grades in Schoology, make sure they're all correct, then do this. If you do it before then and you end up entering more grades in Schoology, then you'll have to do this again. So wait until after you've entered all your grades in Schoology. So first thing you do, you need to do this for each of your classes that you teach. Do it for each one. If each one that you have grades for. I mean, if you have a study hall, you don't have to worry about that, but things that you have grades for, you need to do this. So go to your courses here, pull down the menu, and go to each one of your courses. So I'm going to pull up one of my courses here. So after you've pulled up your course, what you need to do is you go over here to the PowerSchool icon in each course. Click that. Now at this point, some of you may get an error. Some teachers have said they've gotten an error that says 404 file not found, something like that. If that happens, you're probably using Internet Explorer, and you'll need to log out of Schoology, close Internet Explorer, and open up another browser such as Firefox or Chrome, and then run Schoology in that. For some reason, Internet Explorer sometimes has problems with this PowerSchool. So anyway, you go back and get to this point. But when you get here, you see that what you have is all of your assignments for the quarter are listed. And they all have this sync button over to the right of them. What you need to do is to go through and click that sync button beside each assignment. Now, some of them, like when I hover over this one, it says ungraded items cannot be synced. Those are things that, I have done ungraded items, so if I click on it, nothing happens. But what you want to do is just go right down the page, click on each one of them, and when I get on further down here, I'll get to some that actually do things, like down here, and you start clicking on them. Now notice, I'm not waiting for one to stop syncing before I go to the next one. Okay, that'll just save you some time. You don't have to wait. You can just go ahead and click all of them till you get down to the bottom of the page. When they do correctly, you get a little green check mark beside it. Now be sure you get down to the bottom of the page, because if you have a number of assignments, you have several pages of assignments. So you see here I have 1, 2, 3 here, so I'm going to go to the page 2, pull that up, and I do the same thing on this page. I just start clicking on each one and scroll on down the page, click every one of them. Like I said, you don't have to wait for one to stop before you click on the next one. Just go ahead and click on all of them and get them all syncing. Okay, you get down to the bottom of the page, and then you can scroll back up and see, okay, do you have a green check mark beside all of them? Okay, except for the ones where it says it won't sync because it's an ungraded item. Okay, like these up here. But they've all got check marks, so I go to the next page. And at the next page, click on each one of them. Scroll down, make sure I get all of them. And then after I do that, scroll back up, see if they all have the green check marks. When they all have the green check marks, then you're done with that class. Then you go to another class and do the same thing. Now, at this point, some of you may see that you, instead of a green check mark, you get a red exclamation point. Okay. Typically, and if you get that, if you hover your mouse over that exclamation point, it'll pop up a little bubble that'll show you what the problem is. Typically it says there's already an assignment with that name or number in PowerSchool. What you do in that case, let's say that this spreadsheet's final project had an exclamation point beside it. Okay, in that case, I'm going to go to my PowerSchool go to that course and click on this Assignments button up here. Go down, find the assignment that is talking about this. It was talking about this spreadsheet's final project. Right-click on it, and then do Delete Assignment. Yes, you're not deleting anything from Schoology. You're not going to lose any grades. Don't worry about that. But you delete it from PowerSchool. Then go back to your Schoology and click the Sync button again on that same assignment. And this time it should come up with the green check mark when it finishes syncing. Okay, so it's got the green check mark, so it's correct. Okay, so that's what you need to do. Okay, now if you get some other error here, let me know and I'll see what we can do about that. But if you get some other error, let me know. Okay, now after you've done that, you probably want to see, okay, did things really go to PowerSchool properly? You can go to your PowerSchool, make this bigger, okay, and you look at the grades here. Go to the File menu at the top, refresh Class Info. If you refresh Class Info, then it goes back out to the web and pulls everything in. And remember that assignment that I deleted? Well, here it is back again. Okay, it got back, so didn't have to worry about that. But here's where you can look and see, okay, everything actually came in. Okay, all the assignments are there. I have some blanks here because this is an assignment that some of the students are still working on and they haven't submitted it yet. So they haven't been graded yet. Okay, but that'll show you everything you just synced. Now, what you need to do next is to confirm that your grades are the same in PowerSchool and Schoology. Actually, you're making sure that the grades in PowerSchool, you're confirming those. Schoology has the correct grades. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open my grade book in my course, and I'm going to make the window so that I can see both of them at the same time. Okay, so I don't have to be going back and forth. If you have two screens on if you have two monitors, you can put one on one monitor, one on the other, or whatever, but make it so that you can see both of them. And then I'm just going to go right down through here. I'm looking under 2004-2015 Q1. Look at that column and just start looking, okay? Are the numbers here, forget about that little pop-up window, are the numbers here the same as they are over here? So I'll look, okay, starting with that top one, we have 83, 93, 73, 97, 56, and so on. And I go right on down through there and I see, okay, they're all the same. Scroll down and make sure, okay, yeah, they're all the same. So if they are, then you're fine. Now, it's possible that if they're not the same, there's two possible things. One is PowerSchool and Schoology round grades slightly differently. And so there may be a 1-point difference on it because they're just rounding it differently. If that's the case, and if it's not a difference of a letter grade, like if it doesn't change a grade from a B to a B minus or a C minus to a D plus, something like that, if it's still like here's somebody that's got a 97 here, well, if they had a 96 over here, it'd still be an A. I wouldn't worry about that. That's not going to make a difference in the long term. It's still going to show up on the report card as an A, so don't worry about that. Okay. If there's more than a point difference, though, there's several reasons that might happen. But if there's more than a point difference, what you want to do is make PowerSchool look like Schoology, not the other way around. Okay, Schoology is your official grade book. You want to make PowerSchool conform to Schoology. So what you do there, let's say that I've got this student up here, and instead of 83, it ought to be 86, for example. So in PowerSchool, go here where it says Final Grade, double click on it, and it pulls up this window. Click Manual Override, make that 86. If it's a different letter grade, be sure you change that. Click Close. And then 86 is what's going to go on the report card. And then be sure you click Save down at the bottom of the PowerSchool window. And after you do that, then your grades will be taken care of. And you, like I say, you do this for each class you do, okay, each class you teach. Now, after you do this, if you have questions or problems, please see me or Hal, and we'll be glad to help you out to get this done.